second part of Kevin Carr. Aaron, who are the 5 board members that are against the new constitution? Do you know what the reason are for this?
I wouldn't, I don't know. I wouldn't characterize it which ones are opposed. I identified earlier that I think Kathy Abramson, DJ Malloy, Jennifer McLeod, Alana Cosley, and myself are probably inclined to support it. There's a group that are, I think, on the line. I don't know whether they're supportive or not. I did identify one board member who I think will vote no under any circumstance, and that's Debbie Pine. So it's up to the members to contact their board members and ask, are you supportive? Are you opposed? If you're opposed, why? And then what would it take to get you to support it so that we can move forward? It's not enough just for them to say, I oppose it.
Okay. Nathan Wright. Can anything be discussed about what our position is in the potential Mackinac City Casino by the LTBB band? Are we going to oppose it or look the other way due to our casino issue in Lansing? Will this affect business in St. Ignace?
That's an interesting question, and I have to be real careful on how I answer that, because I'm going to give you my personal opinion, and I'm not speaking on behalf of the tribe when I give this opinion, is our past relationships with the Little Traverse Band, before I was chair, were very adverse. Our former chairperson, Bernard Bouchard, filed lawsuits to prevent them from opening, to prevent them from getting their compacts. And I find that so troublesome because the board was never any part of that. Our board of directors was never consulted. When I first met Frank Edwagijic, he explained to me that we had lawsuits against his tribe. And, you know, I find that, personally, I find that very disheartening because part of my blood comes from Little Traverse. And these are our relatives. And they deserve the opportunity to do their economic development. Now, they are looking to put a casino in the Mackinac City area. I don't believe that it's going to happen. I don't believe that there's a legal basis for it. But I support the Little Traverse Band. I support their chairman, Dexter McNamara, and their council. And so I'm not going to say anything negative about them. But I don't think that the legal basis is there, and I don't think that the people of the Mackinac area will support it.
So, and you can't speak on the behalf of the tribe, that you were speaking on yours.
That's correct.
Okay. Kevin Leonard, where are we on the twice the chair, half the price, and readjustment of the board of directors' salaries?
Okay, in the earlier piece that we did, I went through that in detail, but I'll say that my choices are to cut my pay in half and have the tribe just assume that savings without any way of ensuring that the members will benefit from that. So earlier we were talking about board travel, and so what would be a travesty is that savings would then just
go to Las Vegas, right?
End up in Las Vegas. Yeah, all right, if we could double down and increase it, but I don't have any way of assuring that. And so what I'm currently doing, and I'm doing it temporarily, and we'll see whether or not the membership support it, is what I'm currently doing is I'm taking that value and I'm putting it in contributions for the membership. And so what I'm going to do in order to track this so that you don't just have to take my word, is I'm opening a cost center, a budget within the tribe that money will then be put into, and then I'll use that to make these contributions out. Like $1,000 to the Junior Police Academy, $1,000 to the Warrior Camp. My uncle raises money for the Warrior Camp. He raises over $2,000 a year, and he was the first to hit me up. So $1,000 there. Money for Habitat for Humanity, money for Community Foundation. The United Way is one of my personal favorite charity contributions. And Bridget Sorensen, one of our council members, she's on the committee for the travel employees, and I've already pledged $1,000 to give to them so they can use that to try to get fellow team members to contribute. I used to do this before, and we were the largest contributor in Chippewa County. We would end up giving $15,000, $16,000 our tribe would. And part of that was because I was leveraging by giving my own money and getting them to contribute. One of the initiatives was called not twice the chair. It was Make the Chair Pay, and it has a nice sound to it. And what it was is for every dollar that was contributed by the membership, the team members, I would contribute $1. And so this time around, what I said to Bridget, Director Sorensen, is here's $1,000. Use it however you want in order to get the team members to contribute. So then also I talked about what I'm going to do is put aside $20,000 a year into that fund, and then when tribal members come for service, if we don't have a program that can benefit them, then they can tap into that fund that I will administer. But see, here's the difference between doing it that way or just letting the money get soaked into the budget, is this way I can guarantee that people are going to benefit from it. Now, having said all that, after 6 months, if it turns out that the membership are not happy with that, if they feel like the promise for the twice the chair have to pay is not fulfilled, then I will revisit that to look to just take the money out of my salary. So
I say do it like you are, because it does. I don't want to see this money going to Las Vegas. I don't want to see it for all this stupid stuff, because it is pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Second part of Kevin Leonard's question: what is your stance on the closing of the health clinic in the Detour Drummond area? And are you for or against initiatives trying to reopen this service for members living in the area of Unit 2?
I am absolutely supportive of that. And this is where I think that there is some across-unit cooperation that I think we can pull together. Lana Cosley and Catherine Hollowell, two people who I would not count as supporters. They're not typically my supporters. And I think that's fair to say that, because I think there were them and some other board members campaigned against me during the campaign. But they came to me right after the election and we promised to work together. And they identified that that this happened, because it happened after I left office. And I don't know that it happened for any good reason. So they have a need. We also have a need in Unit 5, and that's Joni Carr Anderson's unit. The Marquette clinic was closed down as well. Then we have the Escanaba clinic, health clinic, that was closed down. That one was done out of political retribution against the board members there. So we have a common benefit for several different units. We also have the need for maybe a community care clinic type approach in St. Ignace. And Kinross, there's a need in Kinross. So we have a lot of health access needs out there. And so the beautiful thing is that if we can get board members to work together, I think that we have enough support to move forward on this. The other beautiful thing is, before I became chairperson, the health division didn't operate very effectively. We normally had to budget for $8 million in tribal support, which is casino money to fund healthcare. And the reason we did that is because we were not collecting the insurances that we could collect. And so I challenged our new health director at the time, Bonnie Kalfa, to more affirmatively go out and find this third-party revenue. Third-party revenue is just health insurance that we can collect for people who have health insurance cards. And so I'm happy to report that Bonnie has been just phenomenal. She reduced our operational costs, and she found, she and her team, which includes Jackie McLean, another tribal member, they identified additional revenue to third-party revenue. So now, where we were once making about $1.5 million third-party revenue, next year we're projected to make $7 million in third-party revenue. It's huge. And so I'm grateful for their diligence. And with that though, I think we're at the point where next year we're going to need only a very small tribal support budget, which is money from the tribe that would go into health. At some point they're going to be self-sufficient. And I would say that when we get to that point, that we allow the health division to be able to maintain their excess revenue to be able to do health access. So then we can look to putting the Escanaba Tribal Center back in place, Marquette, Detour, Kinross, Community Care Clinic in St. Ignace. So it's good news.
Good job, girls, yeah.
Yep.